Pigeons may seem ordinary, just another bird in the crowded streets of our cities, but behind their familiar presence lies a story both tragic and extraordinary. For thousands of years, they have been our companions, messengers, and silent allies. From the temples of Mesopotamia to the battlefields of modern wars, pigeons have carried secrets, saved lives, and earned honors that few animals ever received. Their biology is no less remarkable. They can see the magnetic field of the Earth, detect storms from thousands of kilometers away, and perceive ultraviolet light invisible to us. Their hearts beat like motors, built for endurance, and their curious head-bobbing walk hides a perfect system of vision stabilization. Even in parenthood, pigeons reveal their uniqueness, producing a special pigeon milk that makes them some of nature's most devoted caregivers. To look at a pigeon is to see more than a bird. It is to glimpse a living link between human history, science, and survival. For 5,000 years, pigeons have walked beside humanity, not as pets but as partners. In the temples of Mesopotamia, they were symbols of fertility and peace, fluttering above the sacred altars where people prayed for prosperity. Yet their role was not only spiritual. These birds became the first messengers of civilization, carrying words across empires when human voices could not travel far enough. Clay tablets recorded their presence, and kings trusted them to deliver secrets that could change the fate of nations. As centuries passed, Rome inherited this bond. Roman generals released pigeons from battlefields, their wings cutting through smoke and chaos, carrying news of victory or defeat back to the city. Merchants used them to send prices and trade updates across distant markets, making pigeons the invisible threads that stitched together the economy of an empire. To the Romans, they were more than birds. They were loyal companions, trusted allies, and living bridges between people separated by distance. In their small bodies, pigeons carried the weight of civilizations, proving that even the humblest creature could shape the destiny of humanity. When the world was torn apart by war, pigeons became soldiers in feathers. In the trenches of World War I, when radio lines were cut and men were trapped under fire, pigeons carried desperate messages across skies filled with bullets. One bird named Cher Amy saved nearly 200 soldiers of the Lost Battalion by flying through gunfire with a note tied to his leg, even after being wounded. His bravery earned him the French Croix de Guerre, one of the highest military honors. In World War II, pigeons again became silent heroes. They flew across seas and battlefields, delivering intelligence that turned the tide of missions. Some carried codes that revealed enemy positions, others brought news of victory to waiting families. Their loyalty was absolute. Once released, they flew home no matter the danger, guided by instincts stronger than fear. Nations recognized their service. The Dickon Medal, Britain's highest award for animal bravery, was given to dozens of pigeons who saved lives and missions. These birds were not just messengers, they were veterans, comrades who risked everything for human survival. Their medals hang in museums today, reminders that courage can come in the smallest of forms, and that history was written not only by generals but also by wings. Pigeons are not only creatures of history, they are marvels of biology. Hidden within their eyes is a vision far beyond our own. They can perceive ultraviolet light, a spectrum invisible to humans, allowing them to see patterns and signals written in the feathers of other birds and in the landscape itself. This ability transforms the ordinary world into a glowing map of guidance and survival. But their senses reach even further. Pigeons can detect the magnetic field of the Earth, a natural compass that points them home across continents. Scientists believe they carry tiny particles of magnetite in their bodies, acting like living sensors that align with the planet's invisible lines. With this gift, they navigate storms, mountains, and oceans, returning to their lofts with uncanny precision. Even more astonishing, pigeons can sense weather systems thousands of kilometers away. Subtle changes in air pressure and low-frequency sounds guide them, warning of storms long before they arrive. To us, the sky may look calm, but to a pigeon it is alive with signals, a vast network of invisible pathways. This biological stealth makes them masters of survival, explorers of the unseen, and proof that nature hides extraordinary powers in the most familiar forms. If you have ever watched a pigeon walk, you've seen the curious rhythm of its head, a forward thrust, a pause, then another thrust, like a tiny dance performed with every step. To us it looks comical, but to the pigeon it is a masterpiece of engineering. This head bobbing is not a quirk, it is a solution. As the bird's body moves forward, its head locks briefly in place, stabilizing the image on its retina. Then, in a quick motion, the head catches up with the body, ready to lock again. The result is a perfectly steady view of the world, even while walking on uneven ground or moving quickly. Without this system, the world would blur with every step, but pigeons see with clarity, their vision sharp and reliable. Scientists call it optical stabilization, and it is so effective that engineers study it for inspiration in designing cameras and drones. What looks like a dance is in fact a survival tool, a way to keep predators, food, and landmarks in focus. In the crowded streets of our cities, pigeons bob their heads endlessly, each movement a reminder that nature often hides brilliance in plain sight. Their walk is not clumsy, it is precision disguised as play. In the hidden corners of pigeon nests lies one of nature's most extraordinary secrets: pigeon milk. Unlike most birds, pigeons do not simply feed their chicks with seeds or insects. Instead, both mother and father produce a rich, nourishing substance in their crops, a glandular lining inside their throats, that transforms into a creamy food for their young. This, pigeon milk, is packed with proteins, fats, and immune-boosting compounds, giving newborn squabs the strength to grow rapidly in their first days of life. It is a gift of survival, a parental devotion written into biology. Few creatures share this trait. Flamingos and doves are among the rare exceptions. But pigeons perfect it, feeding their chicks with equal care, proving that parenthood is not divided by gender but shared in unity. Their young grow strong under this system, nurtured by a food designed by evolution itself. To watch pigeons feeding their chicks is to see tenderness in its purest form. Two parents, side by side, offering life from within their own bodies. In the crowded chaos of cities, pigeons may look ordinary, but in their nests they reveal themselves as some of the most devoted caregivers in the animal kingdom. Pigeons may seem ordinary, just another bird in the crowded streets of our cities, but their story is anything but simple. They have carried the words of kings, saved soldiers in desperate battles, and earned medals for bravery. Their biology is a masterpiece of evolution. Eyes that see ultraviolet light, bodies tuned to the Earth's magnetic field, senses that detect storms from thousands of kilometers away. Even their curious head-bobbing walk hides a secret of perfect vision stabilization, and their devotion as parents is unmatched, producing a milk that nourishes their young with life itself. To look at a pigeon is to see more than a bird. It is to glimpse a living thread woven through human history, science, and survival. They are reminders that greatness often hides in plain sight, that the creatures we overlook may carry stories of courage, endurance, and love. In every flutter of wings above our streets, pigeons whisper the truth, that even the smallest companions can shape the destiny of humanity.